Where else? On Mirage. So, of course, that's where we kick this one off. It feels like we've got a little bit of revenge in the server for that, specifically here in the Dusty Bowl that is the A site. Degster continues to look for a second kill of the round, and he's seeing a bit of skin, but nobody really trying to pounce on it just yet. Nice slow burn for MongolZ, but that does open the door for this wraparound over on ramp. Now losing Senzu out on middle, suddenly these players are going to be corralled as they try to walk forth into this bomb site, and they haven't even considered the back line. TeSS activates, beautiful second kill, and it's going to be heroic.
And he's had some great maps.
Clean sweep of the pistol.
Yeah, TeSS has had some great maps, definitely. You see his stats are very parabolic, you know, depending on who he plays. He could play badly versus a tier 2 team or great versus a tier 1 team. But fact is, they've got some history now. If Dexter's having a good day, he can be the best player on the entire server, even a game versus MongolZ.
Well, right now we've got pistols answering. Hold on. That M4 over towards Ticket looked to set it up so well. And with a flurry of kills between the 3 remaining players from MongolZ, they pick up the guns. Sent packing in the pistol without a single frag, down by 2 out of the ramp exit. And that really is kind of the power that the MongolZ has at times. They stampede through an A site in a 3 versus 5, and Heroic's momentum disappears in the blink of an eye. Could it end up favoring Heroic that they played recently? You know, you mentioned Saw and Kixan, and I think there is some value there. But no plan's going to get you having an edge over Mazinho. He's able to clean up both. That's one of the 2 M4s to hit the ground. Kixan short, MP9 in hand, but the second rifle will prevail at least, although coming at the cost of all of Dexter's health, essentially 4 points of HP as he peels back into the bomb site. Bomb will be scooped up on the retreat here. Expect the MongolZ to join forces.
Yeah, Dexter is trying his hardest to be everywhere right now, and he's got to do that. I mean, I think I remember when, like, his debut game when he joined OG, they played against Na'Vi, and then he was trying his hardest to, like, out-op Simple, and he was getting away with it, that Mirage game. He is somebody who, he's got a chip on his shoulder, no matter who he plays. And when he was coming up in Tier 2, was making an incredible groundswell of sort of news around him about what team he would join. But in this game, again, it's not just one player. That's the problem. It's 5.
It's MongolZ doing what they do.
And when the MongolZ burst onto the scene, they were already compared to European-style CS. That was the first compliment that people had for them. Well, now we know that all those compliments were 100% true and real, and there's no other way to put it. They have a lot of range as a unit. Oh, ammo's low. 910 takes advantage of that.
For a jack of all trades.
Yeah, he doesn't have a smoke.
Doesn't have many tools. And so he still holds on to the one he does. 35 seconds. That will be valuable, and there it goes.
That's a back triple molly to delay. Nerds gets a kill.
It's a big one. Techno trying to jump into the connector pressure. They're going to plant 4 connector side. Blitz runs that risk, gets away with it. Into the post plant they'll go with an empty-handed Ticket player on the side of Heroic.
Yeah.
It's an easy ticket to lead, boys, but Heroic try to force the issue, and Techno pinch between players is ultimately dropped. Blitz isn't able to trade immediately, and that opens a door for the TeSS multi-frag. What was the 2v4 turned even.
Would have loved to have a kit here.
TeSS crosses over, and as he taps that bomb once, neither player's going to bite on it right away. They do slide out together. They confirm that Nerds is on top of the stairs, and it's brought down to the clutch. Nerds drops, and like you said, no kit. A kit would have made a difference. Heroic, they concede, and MongolZ 4-1 lead.
Yeah, and Nerds, he ends up dying as well. Blitz job done with the taps.
Ooh, what do we have here? Degster with a cheeky Ticket pickup. Peeks through middle, finds a good timing on Senzu, pops his head. And that is an untradeable frag for MongolZ. So facing a 4v5 down to the minute mark. Gonna keep Degster a little more boxed in. denying him any further vision towards the catwalk, but because there's nobody from the CTs in window, in ladder, or even to pressure Con, it is an easy cut through catwalk. It really banks on this Nerds moment inside of the bomb site. It's the most really that Heroic can bank on, barring that one scout on the other half of the map, which did at least open up. TeSS, any attention, any blood you can draw, this is everything, because Nerds is still stoic in the corner of that bomb site. 910 gets the back turn to him, but that's going to force MongolZ now to move a little faster, and they could let this go. He slides out, reveals himself, and the clutch falls down to the Opper, 15 on the clock. Oh, the positioning's good, but the shots are better. They flank up behind him, and Heroic pull off the miracle.
Not bad, man.
Shush looking to carve a path forward into the ramp. He's working here with TeSS. The two Danes left, and the trade comes out of him.
1 for 1 is okay, but because we see such a heavy right side lean, if the MongolZ try to speed up towards this side of the map, they'd pay for it. Sneaking window is a nice idea.
But it's Blitz versus Nerds in a critical head-to-head on jungle. Meanwhile, all his pieces are falling around him. He's the only one to end up finding any kind of an opening, but all the while, 910 still smoked out of both sides of Con.
See how they ended up still going A. They really wanted to follow up on that kill, thinking it's an A ramp push, maybe one guy window. You've got Heroic being patient.
Gives up the position in the apartments. Instead, he's going to go for the cat plant, and that means Blitz is able to exit, but you're now banking on a 13 HP Blitz.
And you got the op, you know, now it's the T-side op that's in favor.
Still inside of it, but it is a good angle on the door, and it's an easy first kill for 910. The nade, it softens him up. That would have killed Blitz straight up. 910 remains on site, and this big flank from Blitz. What is this play?
How did he get here?
He left so long ago. There is no chance they will ever turn around to check this.
And it's a cat plant. He has to walk around.
It is a masterminding position from Blitz, but he doesn't stop the defuse. So well positioned.
He had the angle,
but the execution fails.
I mean, we saw it with X-Ray, but I'm pretty sure he had vision, right?
I believe so.
I'm pretty sure he had vision on the dome right there. Could have locked that down. That's unbelievable that he even tried this.
Yes, he sees him.
Ooh. Whew. Essentially, 1 second too late on the 10-second flank.
Hearts pounding in a long flank like that with such little health.
Oh, careful of Halls right now. Careful of Halls.
They're going to charge out into the A site. Shush locks it in with one. He's got the support of Dexter, and now it's Heroic starting to thrive a little in this bomb site. Everybody drops with not a single answer. The cleanest round out of Heroic since the pistol.
Not bad.
You've got that looming threat of the wallbang too, and you've got Blitz at the moment just operating on his own towards middle, but he does get good timing on the jump up, doesn't win the fight. Nerds technically still flying. Dexter locks in the line. That frag grenade finishes off 910 as the op had started with damage. Nerds given a chance here inside B, surrounded by capable players. Now Heroic online across the board. He'll see nothing in the meantime. Of course, good highlight here from our observer team. There are rifles for the rotate if he's called over to the B retake, which is certainly
it comes down to him in a 1v1 with this gun. Kickstand takes out Senzu on the lurk. Oh, off shot in, bomb spotted.
Not making moves, not getting into this B site, no chance. They do hit the ground at the very least, finally able to peel one defender off, but Dexter's here to post a multi-frag, soften up Blitz as he did in the last round. Everybody that steps forth towards that scope, towards that B site gets stuff. They win pistol, lose to a force, and we think the MongolZ have it in the bag. Peek out of Blitz, doesn't win the duel. And already TeSS disrespects that smoke in order to get onto the bench, but he doesn't clean up his kill. Luckily, you've got Dexter still running, and he's got Shush behind him to set up shop inside that A site. 4v2 advantage of the pistol. Dexter just continues to pop them all across this map.
They're frying.
Another multi-frag moment.
Eat the Carolina Reaper and slaps himself.
Oh, Nerds. He just lines it up, dude. That's insulting. And these pistols in the corners of the B site will find nothing. Despite stacking up, it's a Senzu Deke to keep the hope alive. And honestly, with the tagged up TeSS, things could have gone a little better. But meanwhile, the A site just gets shredded by Nertz on his own. They keep the AKs up in heroic. 10-4 advantage. MongolZ nowhere to be found.
A team they've already beaten in grand finals, a team that they are in an even better form for the rematch. This is the draw they wanted in the 2-0 match. And here we are, heroic on 10. Oh, but for how long?
Yeah, stop talking about MongolZ like they're dead.
Necessarily nervous right now. I'm really looking at this game and seeing heroic are playing extremely well, which is always a nice thing to be able to say as you're casting a game. But that being said, if MongolZ don't at least make this close on a map like Mirage that they're good at, then...
Well, here's one.
Yeah.
MouZ's able to stop bomb at 10 seconds. It's a little awkward. Luckily, Shush gets the other kills. There is still an unaccounted for CT. You better pick that bomb up, bud. TeSS will indeed undeniably plant. But here comes Senzu. Deagle shot in, just lays out Degster. TeSS has not moved ever since putting down that bomb. The MongolZ looking to just sprinkle in at least one exciting moment throughout these lesser buys. From the top of stairs, slips in clearing corners, spotted out by the ticket player, faced by TeSS, who just needed the info. He gets 2 kills this round as well, and goes up to a 16-6 scoreline.
Yeah.
Is on the brink of being over.
Yeah. This is the kind of map you end confused. How could we have played that better? Blitz will find this one.
Oh,
wait, he found that. That was
he did. Yeah, he does.
That's perfect visualization of the default, right? He knows exactly who's going to try to punish him as he leaves, and man. Let's see if any other kills go down. Flash a little bit far. Degster will defend himself. 22 up, keeps the op alive. We know the MongolZ love to take over mid-late on T-side. Let's see how well they can defend against it.
Getting up capped, exposing your back to Blitz.
Well.
Doing great damage through smokes in these last 2 rounds. It's another double kill without even needing to see them. And 9-10 sends an op shot through. Insult to injury. Mid, despite not seeing your enemy, feels closed.
They said we're not going to be fooled here. We know that you're trying to pop through this. And even though those are smoke spams, they're actually pretty easy. Just a matter of timing, if you can time it correctly, and they knew exactly when to do it. Heroic take a lot of damage on that cross. And honestly, there was still enough support inside of B to stop the rest of that attack from coming down. It's interesting how little people are playing inside of ladder room these days. Feels like that's become more of a liability for the CT side than anything else.
Still taking a little glance at top mid, but the window peek, that's the one that confirms Degster's on his own now. If bomb wasn't up on Arch, sometimes Degster, I'd say, is just crazy enough to send one of these. But looking to hang on to the big green. Very critical save, as it was in the last round. What? What am I watching? Fights fire with fire, and still nearly pulls that off.
Missed the window smoke. Oh, won't matter apparently.
Nertz finds 9-10 down an underpass. Dude, what a risky business to be setting up. With Heroic on the brink of 12, the MongolZ send their Opper into his demise. There's this jungle A-lean, and at the moment, honestly, the MongolZ still putting themselves in the right spot. The fall back from underneath from MouZ. He's trying to keep himself up. He swings wide. Nertz actually burns inside connector. Look at the damage that's been done.
Well, they're already at the summit of the mountain. Why not make it a little bit more fun? 2 players left to retake this to defend against 12 rounds. They're in interesting spots, but they have no idea where all these T's are.
You know that all these Heroic players, by the nature of low health bars, are just going to want to keep themselves in corners. Molotov will indeed find one. Going to be very difficult to get Kicksan out of there, but you are eventually flanking through Palace with a kit, a smoke, a flash, and this is Senzu serving up a phenomenal distraction. He's going to jump on top, and nobody else is watching.
There's no one to spawn.
He gets on top. Only the ramp player can stop him, and he gets it. Dancing on their corpses. Techno robs the round.
How do you like that, Pete? No way. And if he didn't defuse on that angle that was actually open to CT, he would have got spammed down. Smoke blooms at the perfect time.
The distraction that lets you just let your guard down. All those shots out from jungle kind of just, it felt like he himself was playing haphazardly.
But you think about that, even if there was a player in CT spawn, if they got the kill, they would have been able to defuse. That was Heroic didn't even post plant where they planted. They didn't even play in spawn. They didn't play left side site. They had pushed out through window, through A ramp. I think too overconfident that the round was over. And of course, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like for a second. They're gonna have to take that on the chin and forget about it quickly because now, because they're still in the game, they're still in the lead. It might not feel like it though. First kill, the MongolZ.
Gut-wrenching reality for Heroic to have to stomach, but SS at least, that's the kind of clean kill to draw one back.
It's even the way you're talking about it, it's like, it doesn't even feel like they're in the lead all of a sudden. Oh, but they're still fragging.
Yeah. Shush gonna kick it up a notch. Blitz steps forward, dies to Shush, his second, and you're not gonna get away from the window. Again, they are so close to the brink of victory. Whoa. One smoke fades, luckily there's a second layer.
That's a good use of a timeout.
Swallow your pride, stomach the loss. Fixate on the next one. And it is some clean headhunting coming out of the Danes for Heroic in round 20.
Oh, they'll need this. They'll need this. Oh, he doesn't touch Senzu.
Swept away.
He thinks he's getting swung on, and that is a full kit of utility, armor, and an op out of this round.
They flourish instead for 12. Dexter's gonna get softened up on his cross over to mid-box. He will be finished by Blitz, who's been a real nuisance for Heroic in setting up early success in mid. But there's a response as Kixan is able to draw a frag off 9-10. Down and underpass, he tries to face, and Blitz gets caught hopping up by Tesses, who has come alive alongside Dexter to be a difference maker with that rifle in these last two rounds. Shush just awaits a play from the young Malzinho. Right in response to the flash.
And now
pops up, there's a player there. Oh, he gets away. Kixan's unable to punish. They're gonna try to get that Molotov out. What do you do, Kixan? What nades do you throw forward to make this uncomfortable? How do they open a door for the other CTs to push the 5-7 out in mid? It's awkward, and it goes down. Nertz lurking out in mid, keeps both remaining players occupied, and inevitably that bomb goes down. Heroic, such convincing fashion in the first half, now playing with their food. Senzu chopped, and the MongolZ fall. Heroic with a stark improvement on Mirage.
That everyone dreams about. Make your dreams come true on Skin Club.
I think there's still some identity to be found, but in terms of raw duels, he is owning.
Now's the time to do it. Shush and Dexter, oh, they catch 9-10. He looked the wrong way for a second. Senzu recovers. Luckily for MongolZ, the numbers were there, and they'll even catch the canal push.
Interesting. Now, this means they could go back to B. Nertz is attempting the push, which is definitely the correct move in this spot, because he can shut this flank off, and he has great spots to fight from on the site.
But what do we have here? Blitz running in spawn with bomb, doesn't get heard.
Yeah, but he's going to flank some.
Yeah, he's got the back of Nertz if he needed. Techno is actually just able to push that kill over the line. And now we're going to have to talk about Kixan, one of the in-game leaders that likes to thrust themselves into the middle of Anubis.
Sometimes within a machine gun.
Sometimes the Negev. Sure. So it lets them lean into taking the pistol over the line. Flash into long this time with a three-player A setup out of the gate. Heroic they see something open for the taking. That's actually the Dark player dead, just spamming through. Nerds gets caught out by 9-10. And we were talking about a fully fleshed out MongolZ split versus Pistols on Heroic. But there's hesitation here. There's a pause as we near that 30-second mark. Then all of a sudden the commitment comes through, and it's a nice obelisk wrap from Blitz to really make sure nothing goes too south. Shush, flank empty-handed, force survive for the MongolZ after pistol. It's a conversion they'll be proud of. Takes her with the op, immediately posts it down canals. It was a rapid cross from MongolZ, so he doesn't end up spotting anything. It's actually lesser on A main. We've seen this player supported in the last couple rounds, but Shush being on his own this time opens the door for a comfortable 5v4 to emerge. Careful. Oh, missed shot from Dexter. That one's gonna cost them.
Wasn't ready for the shoulder peek. Thought it was gonna be a wide swing. Not anticipating him at all, but that wasn't the case. He gets them to shoot each other. Now they're scared. Kind of like how he's playing that. And he's behind the molly now, too. Oh, never trust a CT molly, folks. They're never as big as you think.
Incendiary down in dark at the time being on the B site. They will lose their camera split. TeSeS is hanging on, and he's doing this on his own. He's done enough to draw the rotate, and a beautiful dodge of 910's jail clear. It buys a little more time, but not nearly enough. They actually opt, instead of coming in through Temple, to go for this double long rotate instead. Smoke in front of Temple means it is the right call. They can keep this tempo we see right here, right now. But MongolZ also push a player into Temple themselves. Eventually, there's going to be this backstabbing to Nerds that he is certainly not going to see coming. But will there be anybody left to distract for it?
Surely
Senzu walks out. Two backs turn. Beautiful setup. His teammates draw them forward, and he ends them where they stand.
No way you just said cartoon. Okay.
Walks out through smoke. Oh, the smoke not enough to deter 910. Guess what? AK comes. Yeah, you thought that 5-7 flurry was going to keep him back, but he's got teammates. Tiptoe your way through the sketchy spots, and they're doing it with caution, but that caution leads to timing for Heroic. They do end up throwing 3 bodies down from camera, and Dexter peels one off with just the pistol. They let the CTs get away from mid. The utility was an indication of what was to come. And when Heroic run over, they waste no moment. Techno almost caught by the camera peek, losing half his HP. The follow-up's there from TeSeS. And as he swings out, he'll be dealt with. Beautifully done from Techno, clearing out the middle. And now A is theirs for the taking.
Yeah, and surely after seeing 2 mid-cross that way, they know there's at least one on the B site. They're still looking around just in case it was a full stack, but they've got a clean plant coming in. So, I gotta love how Mzinho has been working this side of the map. I feel like it's interesting to watch him take some of these fights knowing that they're going to walk peek it, knowing that he doesn't have to shoulder peek himself and risk any timings. He can just hold the angle, literally, and if they throw any utility, he's right. It's almost never going to be a pop flash to the shallow part of main. So you're always going to be able to see something if you're already breached in brackets and can hope for the push. Very interested to see how much more he tries to do that.
Dark player's already peeled back. Nerds now playing the pillar instead. TeSeS reveals himself to still be up on platform, and Dexter waits for this one.
Yeah, late into mid. Bombs coming in even more staggered. 9-10. He wants to continue. He's going to drop down, surely.
Head-to-head op duel if he doesn't.
Yeah.
So, of course, he will take the evacuation route into the B bomb site. They'll attempt to go with Techno half health, and CT's having bolstered this bomb site 2 behind the obelisk. TeSeS still back there. They know it, and it serves up a perfect distraction for Nerds. Now there is indeed a rebound. Somewhat the T's bounce back in.
No way,
a
2v5
inside of sight with 1 kill left to take.
Now it's got to be Shush all alone.
The positioning looked great.
You couldn't ask for better spots.
A chance to finally break through. Shush now having to slip in between both of them. It all boils down to his timing. He will indeed kill Techno over towards long first and foremost. The step back from 910's the ender. 2v5.
6 straight rounds out of the MongolZ, and after Dexter got that kill inside of middle, you don't need every round on CT side, but you need that round.
Felt like a comfortable simmer. They boil over the edge out of nowhere, and MongolZ, they're going to start putting Heroic into a desperate place where big moves have to be made. And these kinds of big, risky moves in the mid-round, as we're seeing outside A, will that actually reward Heroic? MZ turns, and he's covered by Techno.
Perfect.
Now, Shush wasn't alone, set up by Dexter, who is going to be playing extended and could easily deal with the low HP of MZ. Not able to get the second.
Now
Not able, but look at this position from Nerds. Isn't this a golden chance? He at least stops Plant.
Wait, he doesn't actually know someone's above him?
No, the Bricks player should have caught him off, but oh, Nerds! From silence in the bomb site to an explosive 3K Heroic find their first.
Got those perfect swings. Those perfect swings. Oh, big mistake, not clearing this simple position. How did they get above him? No one saw.
910 more than willing for you to try to get aggressive on the side of Canals. He actually turns to help out A main. Opens the door for Nerds to go for the deep peek because the ops no longer trained on him, and I think that's Heroic doing a good job of getting turned away the first time and still being adamant about coming out with this two-side pinch in water. They're rewarded for their efforts into the 4v3, but we've seen this not matter.
They really wanted to push that.
They're going to keep going. They're going to keep this pressure up, but he goes so wide.
So wide.
TSS got places to go, things to do.
Ooh, I mean, that's a moment where Techno should have got one. Probably gets traded anyways. But now in the 4v2, I mean, it wouldn't be the first 4v2, but probably Heroic, will win this round.
Yeah.
Probably.
Placed up close like this, nobody's going to take a nade out. They don't have nades for it. There's a question about whether 910 commits to it. Money is not fantastic for the MongolZ, and you'd think, of course, there's going to be a second defender here, so finally they got to let one go. And this is about remaining adamant despite things being responded to, right? We saw that first A main push get stopped by 2 Molotovs. They still come back in 20 seconds later, and they're rewarded for their efforts.
Again.
Heroic establish an early advantage for their second round win. Even that just gathers all the info. He actually pushes out alongside Shush into middle, sees it completely vacant. Do they pick the right bomb site, though? Obviously, one half of this split gets cut down. Anything they can stall is great. TSS comes down to just the 1 kill, and Nerds will be found in the open. 910, the difference maker once more. Posted already for the rotate. 3rd kill, his easily. And the bomb gets picked up by Senzu. No contest to stop it. Shush is already locked into the open ground, and this will boil down to Dexter flanking fast. He's going to arrive, and he's going to deal with his counterpart first and foremost. This opens the door for Shush to get ever closer.
Now, these are standard spots, right?
Yes, sir, and one of them is going to be exposed to this wraparound, but Senzu cuts down Shush first, a little disjointedness. They're able to just fixate in on where they know Dexter has to come from, and it looks like the MongolZ, despite being found out, their absence in mid doesn't cost them because 5 players ready to hit B before Kixan makes his call.
Crazy impact out of 910 because I want to say, like, this is a round where Heroic could have done this better, but honestly, Nerds had to hit 1 extra bullet on 910, who was low. 910 had to peek out and pre-fire a position he knew was being held.
Only 4. Dexter.
Timing looks good.
Side of his smoke, has the dodge flash, gets the scope back into Blitz, but no second kill.
Crazy to re-peek into that, but how is he going to fall back?
They're priming the split into the A site. Of course, Temple already smoked off. Bit more util, but that one smoke misses, and that's going to open a door for TSS to peek out in mid to try to cut off 1 half of this split. Meanwhile, the A main players get out, and that bomb gets scooped up by MZ, but it's incredibly low health for the 3 players, so guess what? It lands. And as it does, we go 2v2. Edges here for Heroic. 910 onto the fountain. MZ has to keep his head down. Oh, it's a beautiful headshot onto Nerds, and he tethers to perfection with 910. Woo. It's not a total blowout economically. Heroic, you gotta make something happen, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that pressure get cranked. Kixan, you've smoked off the front runner of Blitz.
Oh.
Nice bank nade for the background. Does a bit of damage for Techno. chucking it beyond the bridge, but Blitz, snaps it down into his forehead. You've still got Dexter here, and he will hold if he has to.
What a shot.
Capable of doing it on his own. Turning from the flash with a teammate in the door, though, things get a little bit awkward, and Blitz peels back somewhat. Dexter's coming hunting. Oh, he's postured up with his teammate, and so he feels like he can run a risk. Yes, indeed. 3 kills to Dexter. It primes Nerds for the aggressive B push, and it's all Mzinho. He will peel Shush off camera, but he is not in possession of bomb. Dexter looking to make a world of difference in the final round of regulation, but he is nothing but the second victim of a young, promising Mzinho. No way he reads this third one. Nerds able to end it. It is a third round for Heroic. All they get.
Just a little warning message at the end. Yeah, we can almost win that.
Looks like the Mongols want to fight early. Careful now, whole pack of players right out there primed to push in. 2 headshots out of Blitz, not half bad. Senzu behind Obelisk, peeling away, trying to section them off as Mzinho comes in with an assistance. All of Heroic, one direction, and a similar outcome to the first half. Mongols seemingly right back to winning ways. To make up for a short-handed CT side, this pistol seemed so needed. Kixan piecing it together.
Kixan crossing the 30-second mark.
He's done a good job of at least giving himself a 1vx. Peeks out, can't land the shot. If he does, the door becomes somewhat open, but instead you get more of what it started with. Nothing but excellence from USP. You mentioned, right, it didn't feel like Mongols were nervous per se, but Heroic's individuals were just playing so well. So many quick kills all the time. It's just not the case here, and it won't be with Deagles either. Senzu has a field day as he gets the anti-eco ace.
Someone's even looking at him as he wipes the floor.
It's a good position for Blitz. Kixan coming in on his own. Just, wow!
Oh, that's incredible.
Just tracks it as the utility came out from the support. He knew damn well 910 wasn't too far off.
That's incredible. That is such a hard fight to win just on Blitz alone as a solo rifler coming in on the off angle. But he has the right peek, knows exactly where Blitz is going to stand, and as you mentioned, heat-seeking bullets through the smoke.
With the Galil. They'll come reacquire their M4. Kixan tries to go in for number 3, but can't be mad about the damage.
And there's a late, oh man, I think it's a perfect round for Heroic. There's a late push on mid, plus low numbers here from CD side, and then the final trade comes through. You got Senzu getting flanked on low HP. This is an instant save call for MongolZ.
To push OT, we gave credit to Blitz back on Mirage. Those 2 rounds bottom middle, spamming away through smoke. Very comparable moments to what Kixan is able to put forth here in number 15. So 3 survivors for Heroic. It's a long journey back to tie this game, let alone win the map. Nothing.
We've got 910 who has a Molly as his first rotation, so this will have to be raw.
MongolZ.
Okay? This hold will have to be extremely raw.
So adamant about B. Oh, and he gets blinded, so it is an absolute crush. It could not have gone worse.
He went to look for a very close position so he could get in front of the flashes, but was too late. This is a perfect call from Heroic. Execution is sharp, and they make that incision across the A site, right through Mzinho. Yeah, the only thing they did was bridge, and sometimes that's, oh my god, they're gonna get killed inside of this post plant. They already see them trying to save. These are really important guns here. I mean, losing after a single player dying is one thing, but it's gonna be really careful.
Yeah, looks like majority alive.
Yeah, early on in the half, right? Early on in the half.
And we're gonna have the Mongols off of 910. Posting up on A instead out of the gate. Techno once more going to try to pick up this corner position.
You got to be careful, man. Tazes?
Yeah, he's going to find him this time. He got lucky. Previously occupying such a spot. Bullets whiz by him, no contact.
That's
easy 5v4 out of the gate here for Heroic. We are talking about a 3-round game. If they can convert this 5v4, we are talking about an economy that continues to get bottomed out and a Heroic with a map in their back pocket. It is time to take this T-side seriously.
It is. A second push comes in. They'll have to fall back off that. Now they're getting juggled between the sites with Shush on the other side.
Tess's keeping the pressure up, and Senzu's not able to slide in.
This is where you're trying to cage a lion, right? And what are they going to do? They're going to roar.
Frag goes a little past him.
In this spot, the CTs will never be okay just sitting pretty.
It's an evacuated A site, completely left open. All about taking position on B, and that's why.
That's a big failure out of Dexter. That shot was easy. Senzu makes it look like a miracle. A second kill in as well.
Allowed to run the risk because the Opper rotates over, tapped from a distance, and finally put down. Bolstered by confidence, knowing that an additional player gets thrown into B to make it up after Techno dies alone.
The bomb is behind him, and he can literally run to the other site if he's careful.
Nah, he's lost the plot. It's done for. Roped into dark.
Oh, that's a huge mechanical mistake out of Dexter. They were waiting for that push. He's got a relatively safe position to hit that shot.
When somebody like Saw believes in your mind for the game, you answer that call. Fast play again, though, and it is met by resistance. A second op out of nowhere for the MongolZ, but that op is coupled with a USP, and Kixen will fear you not as he just goes charging down to camera. Great grenade damage. This could be the end.
They have to fall back as the molly.
MongolZ able to turn them back, so suddenly we all catch our breath. And Zinho, with the way he just pathed, could have been caught by Kixen, will step into it.
Patience pays off.
Took his time, but it's still two ops to try to make their way through camera into 9-10. I bet you he's better than both. But we'll see if the trade can come out if needed by Dexter. Kixen gonna keep that utility pressure up. Heroic wanting to cut this down to a 3-round game. Oh, but he peeks and clips Nerds in the background. They give him a smoke to work with, and he's just gonna flood flashbangs into the site. Bomb planted. Low HP still on 2 of the 3. MongolZ, no mid-take, no
Dexter.
Flank. It is fully in from storage.
Smoke goes up, and Dexter's in the most important spot. His timing is everything.
Nade for the bricks as these flashes continue to sail over top of that wall. Dexter just keeping backs turned to him, decides not to peek, but now that he misses, they know. And 9-10 able to punish. It's low players left, Heroic, positions known. And as 9-10 gets out, time's against him. He's working with the kit, but he's got no brains left. Shush slams him against the wall, and Heroic rebound after nearly getting stuffed in the first 20 seconds.
These calls are Glaive-esque out of Kixen in this moment. That mid-burst into the op, chasing it down with the MAC-10. Kixen thought he could have died right there, could have given up the round and the match all in one push, knowing that that op got the first kill, but they get the trade, and then they get creative.
Yeah, because of the early mid support, Zinho has been alone at the start of some of these rounds, and we've seen him drop with nothing to be proud of. This is going to be one of those moments. They take away his temporary cover. He keeps his head against the wall, but it's a double entry out of TeSS.
Crushed.
Absolutely smashed.
No retakes coming out. No chance at that, of course, with TeSS getting his instant 2K.
They're going to try to take these guns down. There's a real chance they all fall. 9-10, there's a player coming from sight. Oh, he's just going to try to put the smoke down, hanging on for dear life. Critical save. Oh, and he's good.
Yeah, he saved himself, maybe?
He's good.
My God.
9-10 and Senzu just can't end this game yet. It has been phenomenal calling out of Kixen, tiptoeing their way through a complicated T side, and now he attempts to force his way into an early B contact. Dexter, you have to pick up that slack. Shush is walking in with his back exposed. The bomb gets stopped, and the MongolZ 2 frags out from extending this series. Again, the bomb sits down in front of them, and Heroic's players untethered as Nerds is on the other side of this map, but this flank could be found out. Dexter, yes!
No.
He gets him! And with that, doors are open.
Yes, bombs in the site, but now the CTs can't safely camp it. You can see them swinging around, pivoting, looking for a target that they don't even know if he's actually there. Senzu's got a very deep line. Back on the beach, Nerds' frag versus him. That could be everything.
The shots
to win. He needs this.
And he fails. Nerds takes it clean off. And Zinho, who has been left to his own devices inside of that A site, a young god on the youngest roster at the major. He peeks into a waiting Dexter, and guess what? He doesn't give him just that bit of skin. He goes back to the Nerds frag, wins that one, and turns, burned off. He missed the shot. The Tech-9 forces OT. We saw this get absolutely floored by a lesser Heroic buy when they rushed into middle and then slowed the round down, but oh no, that's a teammate's flash that blinds Kixen.
And you can see where Blitz's position was totally perfect for avoiding that flashbang.
Not the time to make mistakes. Who's tasked to the recovery? 9-10's position's been found out. The fallback's not guaranteed. He takes half his damage on the retreat, but he will still get away 5v4.
I will say I love seeing 9-10 in that position. MZ has been there too many times alone.
Techno plays from the platform, Blitz throwing that op up and holding the dark, but this is indeed the 4v3 into the split with 20 seconds. It's a flurry of util to come out. It's TeSS to try to move this forward. Blitz dead. Opera gets popped with a single shot, and Senzu's got the recovery, as he always has. Yes, a second, but then two more peek deep into him, and it's Dexter to make the difference.
Plank goes down, Dexter to cover.
Thrust into another clutch. She will find the first this time again. It's him and Nerds. And guess what? The Israelis got it. 13-2 heroic.
That's another round in a row.
Believe your eyes, they have a lead.
From 12-7.
What has been previously an occupied smoke will also be an empty dark room. MongolZ starting to get moving. That's both on mid and B while they get that mid kill. They're able to press out, and Shush tries to go back, peeking into Senzu, who simply remains better. 9-10 wallbang frag.
I mean, they don't have the bomb. They're running into the site here. It's left back, 2v5. I mean, this is something the MongolZ could do maybe, but I don't know about heroic.
Not with 45 seconds. They realize the error of their ways. And it's the consistency in the MongolZ pressure to not play with fear in the final round of their CT overtime half. Look at this one. It is with convincing fashion. 5 stand as they have their way with heroic. Does he disrespect this? It is Dexter after all.
Yeah, he is.
But they're pommeling him with flashes. And Shush missing a chance to strike one down from behind. TeSS full blind. Nobody's getting kills just yet. And as he slides up into the dark, it's another 0 to 100. It is another missed chance as the op in the hands of Nerds will betray him. If there's any silver lining, it's they find a kill off of the back line with Shush re-aggressing on the flank.
Yeah, the best part about this round is they have 3 choke points they're approaching from on the retake. The strugglesome part is,
exposed!
It was a 4v3, now not. And see what happens, all the T's are worried. They've got to go somewhere together.
Shush starts sprinting from behind them on canals. 9-10 finds just a glimpse to Dexter, but Kicksand's not done. He burns one out from the pillar, and now all they have is hanging on to Long. 9-10, you can't miss, and he does. He opens the door, and what do you know?
They got the
heroic jump on top of bomb, and Shush will push this into 15. A 3v4 retake out of nowhere.
But the only reason they find the first one is because of Kicksand's nade. What a clip off. TeSS goes down, free haircut. Techno
right back to reality.
Off A main.
But they're going to double inside of the dark room. If they fight Senzu and Mzinho with this A main push that's slowly coming, but as he turns to throw a nade, he falls and both will die. Senzu is the sharpest.
Let's send it to another OT. 2 on 5, I don't think so, heroic.
Simply the best rifle in the server on Anubis.
And that's another moment that they catch the B players' utility out as they put pressure on from one choke point. They come in from another. Running in dry to E-box, not trying to play that off a flash and double swing.
Numbers disadvantage retake happened last round. MongolZ going to be damn sure it won't happen again. 9-10 to close this.
Crazy.
Screw the one whiff. We go OT2.
Team like Heroic, who are trying to shed their old reputation, and the MongolZ, who are trying to prove that they're the new generation.
He sticks a... What?
Shush from the bottom.
No way.
He was blind.
We have to see that from his POV.
Somehow discovers the trade.
Dexter legged the T to peak, and Shush just pushed it over the edge. And then we go into the B main fight. Heroic looking to maybe get off of a bomb site that they have so consistently lost. When the MongolZ get a chance to exec in, Techno, he's able to catch the flank at the same time. Senzu finds his.
Crushed on all fronts.
Heroic trying to remain adamant.
We are well out of prep at this point.
Almost feels like a mistake forced by how convincingly MongolZ were able to take that B site when Heroic didn't get active enough. 2 rounds in the first overtime. We see that defense fall with nothing to show. So the defense tries to get aggressive. And you meet your maker in Senzu. Nearly touching 30 kills alongside 9-10. Dexter never goes down easy. 2 survive here for Heroic, same for MongolZ. We see Shush try to take up that responsibility, get into the fight right in the opening moments of 1 round to go. Dies for his efforts. There's a triple op on the field for MongolZ.
MZio wins again. Triple op?
Out of the spawn, I guess they have.
Some, yeah, guns down, 3rd round of OT. So they just wanted to go for a pick play, and here they get MZio, who finds 1 trade, but now both anchors go down.
Using that extra cash, can't bring it with you to the next half. Swap back to the AKs. Dexter awaits his target in the middle. He's got a teammate to try and slide up along this wall, but these are the 2 players you want in this position. This is the firepower of Heroic, finding 1 while blind. We've got support from camera as well, but as they overstep into the waiting crosshair of Blitz, we go 3v3.
That was something of a timing shot, wasn't it, from Dexter? Looked like he was still blind.
Can he do it again? Because he's got 2 Ts on the approach. He puts 1 in front of him, he lands that, but Blitz is going to use it as a ticket to crunch. Down into the A site they'll go. No resistance for MongolZ.
Blitz sees nothing, he's actually running in, but there's a smoke. Surely he can't make anything of this.
Chasing all the way, found out by the storage push. Dexter trying to just be hot on their heels. It's a clean sweep. In the 2nd OT, the MongolZ 3 chances to force Ancient. As time goes on, MZio simply getting better. He's at the front of this, and that utility damage is great. Oh no! Nerds comes through, and the nade's got his name on it. Kixan is ahead of the smoke, and as he tries to press up along that wall, this is everything for Heroic. This is all they've got left to fight with, and they go 2v2.
2v2, best chance for the MongolZ. 9-10 takes a lot of damage, but look at the open sight. They're running for it.
This is a huge rotation over. I said oh no on that approach because there was a T frag grenade that gets bumbled up inside of the execute. All that nade damage, some of it at least, was team damage.
The MongolZ are just chasing ghosts. They just think there's someone still here. Retake very much on. Here's the chance.
Heroic go from nearly tripping over their own 2 feet to sprinting into a vacant B-bomb site.
Shush is taking a risk. He's pushing Temple.
Not all the way. Just remains close on door. Techno makes sound, and that's an invite for the swing. Not the best performance from Shush, but when push comes to shove, he makes the difference. And it was Kixan with a 3K inside of the A site as his teammates fell around him. Looks like they want another piece of that A site. Despite their opening struggles, MZio chucks a nade in, but they are able to just instantly clamp down on the entry. And there is a 0 resistance from here on out. From 0 to 100, Nerds even sending 1 through smoke. How dare you think about the retake?
Yeah, they said, why not? Let's try it. There's no chance we'll pull this retake off 4v5.
2 full overtimes at least. And your measly saves not allowed in the face of a Heroic rebound. And now it is Kixan to kick it up a notch.
What a sick game of CS. When does it all end?
We praise the MongolZ 3-piece. Heroic bringing 1 more to the table because it's not just the calls of Kixan, offering up kills too.
And if it's not going to be that and they want to just go for the B split,
oh man,
yeah, CT's in a line.
Senzu in the middle.
No one in E-box.
Senzu is the core. Good flash. Blinds both. Techno's SMG. Give it a chance to swing in and thrive. Nerds' trade's there, but what about the numbers? When does Blitz strike and how many does the rifle get? Again, 1.5. Deagle to the back. In the middle of the pack. Dexter clips him. And Heroic looking to have called a sweep back to the T side. MZio swings in with a double. And now it's an advantage onto Dexter. The Destroyer moves forward and they manage to close it. On to Ancient we go.
The full attention is here, the maximum amount of pressure. Every kill, every mistake. You can't rely on your teammates to get the trades. And look what happens on this round. A full A stack countered by a full B play. MongolZ showing that they thought about this game all the way into the 3rd map. They got an open sight and so much time already burning off the clock.
Where's the defense? Where are the CTs? Adamant about some kind of an A play, you get absolutely nothing, and we're talking 5v5 retake into the mix. They'll go. Kixan hanging on to the kit. things could get explosive, or they're going to get entirely shut down. It's what it seemed to be happening until TeSS answers with a double, but his teammate's incredibly low, and both of them are now already corralled with pressure from ramp, pressure from cave, and a player to be known back lane. TeSS has to go forward. This is a 2v5, nearly equaled out 1v1 clutch for the Mongols as they'll push the pistol over the line and take first blood on Ancient.
Yeah, good amount of kills came as quickly as possible, but because Mongols were so quick about their attack, there was really put so much pressure on the next person to be spotted.
Oh, this right here, but oh, he falls back.
No kill, however, 30 seconds.
Yeah, but now that scout's so low.
But they have
MP9 in front of it, one and done. Easy transition for Blitz because of the early damage. Dexter trying to stare at that smoke grenade as it comes flying from the heavens.
Techno not speeding up. He'll have a push in from behind.
Yeah, he'll deal with one half of it. Second
bad.
half just as smooth. Deagle's going to trade him out effectively, but at this point, it's bombed down for the Mongols. And a 3v1 inside of the cave. Kixan down for the count. The Mongols pistol converts for the 3-0 start.
Really
Doesn't shy away.
Really got to pay attention to TeSS in this match. Playing cave, the guy who plays E.
Dexter too.
CT. Shots missed here from Dexter.
So again, just a quick move from Mongols into the B bomb site. Luckily for Heroic, they will successfully hold back one half of the map, but it's just an open invitation for the Mongols to sink their teeth deep into the flesh of a B hit, round and round again. Dexter, the best piece of Heroic so far in this series, is getting trounced inside this B site. Empty-handed scout round last round, and nothing to show with the op this time around either.
The highs and lows of Dexter, right? That's what I was saying after the first map. It's like, I would love to believe that this was going to be the series.
Of a first half slipping through your hands.
They really can't let Mongols take map control like this. I say it now because it's not the round where they're expected to stop them.
So Shush will stop them. Takes the fight right to them.
There we go.
With the limited weaponry that Heroic handle, that M4 almost picked back up, but if anything, it's just the coffin of Nerds in the end. Trying to extend down to grab the gun. The bomb doubles back. Oh, great wallbang damage coming out of TeSS, being an absolute nuisance for this fading mid-control of Mongols. The 3 players that are left, one of which tagged, will head elsewhere.
We're going to look for his rain impression in this spot again.
For the first time, they're going to take this bomb towards A. For the first time, Dexter finds himself alone, but he does find himself in a key piece of a site yet again. And it all comes down to whether he gets the first one. 910 clears him off the pedestal, and he will find no ability to hold them back off A. And with no teammates nearby, this is the Mongols to most certainly put down bomb. You can see Heroic tempered as they try to step closer to this site. There's a bit of a hope here for Kixan. He finds the MP9 kill at a distance, jumps in with the SMG and gets a second, taps the bomb while the T smoked. That Molotov gives Senzu
time.
Sense of confidence.
Kixan has time to actually find this kill. Senzu needs to peel back. He does. And now Kixan can't read this. He's thinking, no way. He pushed all the way out. So smart from Senzu.
Yeah, played perfectly.
Oh, and now with no kit, surely
no chance.
He's got to get away from this. Senzu will come take one last glance as he gets out of there. Wow.
Kixan saw Snax' clutch earlier today. Knew that you could play Ring Around the Rosie. But Senzu's got other ideas. One step further.
And they'll take over elbow. No Techno running over heaven from B lane that easily.
Easiest shot you could hope for.
That's a big mistake.
Sees a couple bodies out in middle, so a bit of an ambiguity as to where this bomb's to head. It's fine, Heroic man advantage. They can just lean back into the site. These 3 CTs looking to maybe keep a bit of pressure on the ramp.
Look at the window timing.
Love the push. It's going to catch them off. Shush down into the action. 910's health bar goes too low.
Nerds.
No multi-frag potential on that one. Sure, Nerds will get caught out in CT spawn, but you think still it's done and dusted. Techno moving forward, swept away by Kixan, who takes up the fight at the bottom of the ramp, and it is indeed Heroic with their first round win, 6 rounds deep.
And we know it's not a sustainable way to win. Obviously, a mistake like that won't happen every day, but you'll take the opportunity when you find it, and the ideas were good. Now here's that A lean, but it'll be a little slower.
Oh, Nerds locking into the corner.
They're looking to walk.
Yo, 2 backs, 3 backs turned! Oh! AK barrel to the back of the heads. flushed as they try to walk out mid.
That is a dream lineup. That is a dream lineup and a dream setup that Heroic were ready for. As Walter White said, never give up control.
Well, they do this round. They leave A pretty much clear for the taking.
Yes, Dexter's a little late to this. He can die. He's got to be careful, man.
Oh, man, tries to go for a Hail Mary shot, doesn't land.
Now, this isn't a lost position, but it is a scary moment.
They could open up that smoke, try to expose somebody for the plant, and worst case, if the smokes fade, you'd think Planter could be doomed. They will find the headshot, but honestly, give it over. If Techno puts the bomb down, you're not mad about that.
Nerds, Tesses, 2 smokes left over.
Couple of flashbangs for the Temple, fighting! Mzinho goes right in. Takes the one, Tesses dead. Kixan to pick up the mantle. Shadow advantage gives way to the follow-up peek. Mzinho maybe getting a little antsy, but they're trying to get an edge. They're trying to get that man advantage as bombs beyond the halfway point. Smoke comes down towards main. Beautiful lineup for 9-10. And Senzu in behind Big Box has got cover. Look at it go. All the kills quickly for the MongolZ. Dexter's shot, send a message, but it's MongolZ to win the round.
Yes, Blitz may die. We'll see. 100 HP down to 13 as he saves the one gun. Don't know if the op is recoverable, if there was one.
Oh, missed boost. Teammates dink, damage good. Into the fire goes Blitz. Not gonna happen twice on his watch. But Nertz, surviving the headshot with 6 points of HP, pulls back into the instant leave. And we've got a whole pack of MongolZ players ready to charge their way up ramp. Once that smoke fades, everybody joins them. Techno's got the info already.
Yeah, they know they're worried though about the B site.
Healthy util for the exec.
Got the default molly.
Kixan tries to throw himself into the middle of that smoke, hoping that maybe respect his, but no sir. Mac-10 straight tears him. And Techno now looking for that cave presence as the MongolZ are hoping to completely bottom out Heroic's money. It's a lineup as they walk into the cave fight. Techno recovers it. Look at the damage. Oh, 2 of the MongolZ members down low. Nertz is in the same boat, so Dexter tries to pick up the mantle. One of those bullets hits one in the leg, and Dexter given a chance. 2 kills into this retake. Sends you up along the wall of the ramp. He holds, deals with Nertz, and gets himself the second. It's laser beams from the MongolZ beam.
And you want Senzu to be consistent. That's the star. So A, they can play it very light, but as you can see, all the Heroic players have been juggled so many times, they're back lanes on CT side.
Oh, trying to boost on short side just to see anything, a glimpse.
What is it?
A glance to glory, but it's not there for it. Nertz will find Mzinho in middle. That starts to add pressure to the MongolZ who do commit into the bomb plant.
They're so light on grenades. Molly comes out.
Damage on the fallback, beautifully done. Dexter somehow finding a no-scope in the middle of all that, and he'll follow up to the Techno frag. 9-10 though exposed to both sides of this retake. Heroic forego control of the bomb site just to rip it right back.
Now, yeah, this is the more retakeable site, and we see why. Obviously, they had to brute force it. Spam down through the smoke, op shot, no scope through the smoke.
How?
And they have a line from short side on default where there is a lot of traffic. Surprised to see Heroic take this many risks.
This smoke for Shush, man. He wishes he could hold him back.
Yeah. This is when you find outposts and you make it very hard, and it comes down to one player on the spam.
Yeah, it fades. Oh, nicely done.
About time Shush had a round.
You know, biting his tongue and not deciding to spam through when he knew damn well there's probably players on the other side. He waits for it. It does fade before they get too far. You know, there's a chance where once MongolZ are into spawn, they could have just pounced beyond him.
They just needed 2 more seconds on that smoke, and it would have got a little scary.
For a team that's really been playing the mid-control well.
Caught off guard completely. Dexter
they don't get it.
Doesn't even move.
Just takes one straight between the eyes. Tesses has to come back from cave control in that case, which does open a door for MongolZ to get closer, and they seem to be figuring that out. Slipping a player up into the cave entrance right now in Techno 4K. Bomb still sitting right behind this ramp play. Senzu's trying to do all he can to prime this commitment, but eventually the pressure back from the CTs is too much for a measly Deagle to handle, but a ramp push from Kixan could leave a door open. He makes sure to hold the line. And as he fades back into the corner of the site, the Opera caught off guard. Techno knows that he's in there. Easy pickup on Kixan. That bomb's gonna try to cross over. Shush barely has an angle, taps away to deny it, but the kills still come in, and the Mongols have an edge. TeSeS onto the op, knows that there's a cave player, swaps into the AK. They just heard that op. 24 health here for TeSeS.
Timing, as MZ knows, eventually he may have to swing. Techno holding the cross.
Could be an incredible clutch as Heroic have reclaimed slowly this CT side. It's got to be the birth of something new, the renaissance for Heroic. TeSeS slides in, misses the first chance, and gets split by the last two. It's 8 rounds for MongolZ on a T side.
Something that should have never happened. They got a kill, they fell back to the site.
Heroic skate by mid-control, up into the red room. Looking to go into a split here. 910 finds first blood in the second pistol, but he's not able to stop 2 players, and there's a third one as well soon enough to hold him back. Bomb is on Nerds, and there's no one to stop this. No donut control, but MZ able to peek out, soften up the planter as his teammates all succeed. Nothing has come back for Heroic. Nothing will have them believe.
They are assassins. Every single peek met with an instant headshot. Kicksand,
smoked on
5.
No chance. Spam in through it. Will find MZ, but it's 910 on the defuse. MongolZ with a golden ticket, having playoffs on the line.
That's right. CT side to look forward to. 9 rounds already.
Making the most of the little they have has been a story that the MongolZ have had to employ since they started to play international CS. In that last round of the previous half, they pull it off in the server. Now they have an edge. All eyes on them.
Be careful, though.
Have to be cautious. Can't make mistakes.
They smoked themselves out of cave. This is pretty fine for Heroic.
MongolZ stay fluid elsewhere on the map. We get Blitz taking up the role of securing mid. And there really isn't another option for Heroic, so they're going to have to bank on an explosive pistol and MP9 push out into the bomb site, where 910 only has 2/3 his health. But hanging onto the corner, the first one goes by, he loses Senzu, they're ready for him, he snaps over to the ramp, and that's a beautiful headshot he just landed on TeSeS.
2-on-2 is MOUZ. MZ coming through this. He is
huge
really
health
fast.
advantage, they know they can take it, they'll force their way in and storm forward to double digits.
Best part about this round is getting the plant here for Heroic at least.
910 gonna keep them from being able to full-blown commit. Flash finds 4 faces.
Everyone blind.
Still Heroic, attempting to get out into the site. And Senzu sends some shot over the line. This isn't a bad opening here for Heroic, but it's gonna have to be one that comes clean. So a kill into Temple will certainly help. Pressure out through smoke for MZ, and he's not able to find that lineup. Not able to find that thread to pull on. How will they unravel this post plant? It's a kill like that. TeSeS head popped, and the retake's on! Flawlessness in a retake again. A Mac 10 swings. It's Nerds with a near 3K, but it's MongolZ with a 12th and so many chances to seize their day.
Oh, just beautiful rifle work from Senzu once again as he sees the gun in the wall. He knows what the setup is, doesn't get tunnel vision, takes the one out in the back.
Taking over mid control, getting a chance at a fight. Heroic, round by round, kill by kill, just like they did on Anubis. Oh, beautiful.
Wow.
TeSeS finding one. As the MongolZ hands tremble, the thought of the impossible coming to fruition, they get caught in the fallback from the front site. It's Heroic who have been here before, but it's the MongolZ that want it now.
The smoke with the frag delays and allows them to fall back.
This is winnable. Yes, it is.
There's alert timing inside of middle. I don't know if you spotted MZ holding this just in case it comes back his direction. He's being careful.
Nerds keeping his head on a swivel. The bomb is now looking to join up from Donut. It would be a 3v5 to close it, a 3v5 to get into the playoffs, but they're denied by Nerds. Valuable positioning in that CT spawn held on to. Tidbits of util pressure out from Senzu. It doesn't feel like the round, but it still could be. No plans! And that's going to force TeSeS to have his hands busy. Nerds will find the lurk out from middle. TeSeS tries to eject back around towards B. It's an open runway to get away from the beast that is Senzu.
Can Senzu read this? There's someone to cut him off at the pass on his journey as he realizes that they have run for the hills. Nertz looking for the timing on the peak. He takes another one out. Key moment for him. 4 frags for Nertz. This may be to them proving what they already knew.
Nertz trying his absolute damnedest to keep the hopes afloat for Heroic. Takes up a big responsibility of getting out middle early, but it's Techno with the opening kill in what could be the final round.
Wait a second.
9-10, he's let one get past. This is great timing for Nertz. Oh, but he loses the duel!
And he doesn't see 9-10 either.
Tess has to be found out in the open ground. 9-10's gonna come at this. Oh, they are playing with conviction. They are playing with zero fear. They have 2 players to topple inside B, and they've been spotted. Everybody on high alert, a single frag away. Counter-Strike is made by its history, and in the early days of CS2, we write the first page of a new book. Asian Counter-Strike, for the first time in major playoffs. Bask in the glory of the modern Mongol horde.